Kevin Scherer, former chief and CEO of Amgen, a biotech company, describes the epiphany that made him a better listener and explains why listening is a must-have skill for leaders and organizations. Kevin says, "For most of my career, I was an awful listener in almost every possible way. I was arrogant throughout my 30s, for sure, maybe into my early 40s. My conversations were all about some concept of intellectual winning. I'm going to prove I'm smarter than you." But the best advice I ever heard about listening, advice that significantly changed my own approach, came from Sam Palmisano, former president and CEO of IBM, when he came to speak to our leadership team. He said, "I learned to listen by having only one objective, and that is comprehension. I was only trying to understand what the person was trying to convey to me. I wasn't listening to critique or object or convince." This completely shifted Kevin's mindset about listening, and with this new focus, his bandwidth for truly listening rose significantly. As a senior leader, Kevin feels that being a good listener is a survival skill. You need to understand and retain complex information from numerous people. That means listening for comprehension, which is the greatest sign of respect you can give someone. And as Kevin started focusing on comprehension, he found that his bandwidth for listening increased in a very meaningful way. As Kevin explains, to change your behavior, you need self-awareness and a genuine desire to change. He wanted to achieve a 50-50 balance of speaking and listening, as opposed to his former 90-10 balance. And that made all the difference. Like Kevin in his younger days, do you struggle to truly listen? Do you find yourself framing your arguments or thinking of how to make yourself sound smart as the other person is continuing to speak? If so, try listening. Listening for comprehension. Instead of patting yourself on the back for making a smart response, pat yourself on the back for learning something new that enhances your understanding. This not only makes you a more competent leader, but conveys immense respect for all those you interact with. From your employees to senior leaders, they will notice and appreciate your efforts. So that's the key to listening, comprehension.